sounds about right given how it went. Oh, thanks to the GGs. Yeah, very solid 14 talisman. Happy with that. Especially given the context, I am not saying no to what's probably a 33.
So you're...
Alright, let's see how this goes. Yo, Dylan. Thank you so much for the raid. Can we get a shout out for Dylan? Thank you so much for the raid. Thanks for the good luck. Hope you're all doing well. How was CTR?
Thank you.
Yeah, hands hurt. That's always the sign of a session.
Thanks.
Welcome on in, Raiders. I'm Urukla. To celebrate having 500, or at this point more than 500 followers, I am doing the all main categories multifecta, which Dylan has run, has the world record in fact. I have completed Vortex and 14 Talisman. 14 Talisman was about a minute off from PB. I am thrilled with that. And we're on to Spyro 3 any percent to finish off the Vortally any leg of this. I hope you're all having a wonderful evening or morning as the case may be.
The Rhino.
But yeah, this is a fun but very, very long run. It's a wide variety of gameplay. Okay. That's probably fine, honestly. Trapping Hunter there is where I want him to be. That, on the other hand, I do not like. Yeah, I'm going to basically be doing the minimal amount of tricks required to complete this category. I am not an expert in 3 by any means. That's still a pretty large number of tricks, but it's nothing compared to, say, what Dylan does. So this gets combined with Vortex and 14 Talisman because it plays pretty similarly. At a high level, it's a trick category, and the goal is to get to the end of each main level and beat the bosses. I'm like just short on all of these, and it's very frustrating. Because I don't know why I'm short. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. That was nonsense.
This is a...
Bonking into the top of the ceiling during Whirlwind Bypass is nonsense. Nope, no bore. Not a surprise. I basically didn't hit it in practice.
Yeah.
Well, that was not a good split. That was a really bad split. I lost about as much in that split as I did in all of 14 Talisman. Yes, that's correct. Because normally here there's a whirlwind that we basically try and get past with specific movement. You can see it sort of vanishing as we get close. So it's the process of using the Superfly to go where the whirlwind should be, and then get up on the wall and hit the swim in air from there. It's not the only way to get a swim in air here, but for all intents and purposes, we do need to hit a couple swim in airs in this level of one way, sort or another. Yeah, I hope your stream went well, Dylan. I was watching for most of it, of course, but...
Thanks.
I hope you had a good time with CTR.
Let's head on home.
And time for our first boss of the run.
Listen carefully, you...
This is Buzz, who is basically Ivysaur. And Ivysaur is weak to fire, so that's the strat. I would argue yes, just based on how this fight goes. Yo, welcome on in. Thanks for the congrats and the good luck. Yeah, gonna keep pushing towards 1,000. Up ahead, I'm gonna collect the only unrequired egg of the run in honor of our good friend Super Dave, but also to give me a better lineup for Bridge Swim.
Okay, Dre.
That was a bit ugly, but we are through. Well, there you go. We collected that egg in your honor, too. I mean, we got through Bridge Swim. We can't complain too much. It was a little slow, but we're looking to avoid, meltdowns in a category like this. Losing a little bit of time here and there isn't really a big deal. This category being both 3 any and I got in her way. Both 3 any and the all main categories run as a whole.
Sir?
Last time I ran this, I left her behind, so I think it is important not to do that. So I took it slow, and that's fine.
When you see a ladder or walls that look climbable, just jump onto it, and you'll grab it with your claws.
That was a nice, fast, spooky swamp entry. I've been struggling with that in practice. I do have to do a similar entry for bamboo, but
You are...
in your playthrough, I assume you mean? Did you do the minigames? Unless you mean my playthrough, in which case, yeah, we basically just don't do the level. I wonder what my camera's doing. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty happy with the first half of Midday. Not perfect by any means, but not a disaster.
We will. Oh.
Alright, enchanted, then icy.
Hey, Spyro!
Now, if I remember correctly, you did not enjoy this level. I think you'll like what I'm about to do quite a bit more. With that said, loud noise warning incoming. 3 of them. And they're done.
Oops!
So the reason this category is so similar to Vortex and 14 Talisman is the game requires you to get to the end of each of the main levels to advance to the next world, and realistically there's no way around that. Well, to be fair, even in like just a casual playthrough, the vast majority of the level isn't on the main path. Like, I didn't really skip all that much. I made some jumps to skip a couple rooms, but that's about it. Did not like the camera there. Think it got caught on the enemy. Yeah, most of the level is like either the Sergeant Bird section, where you collect the bones, or the like skateboarding section. And there's a decent number of gems in the Farley section too.
Oh, by the way.
On to Spike, our second boss of Spyro 3.
Let's hit.
Yes, Farley is the dog wolf. Which is a cute section.
Idiotic.
We, of course, in 117 do it, basically ignoring Farley.
My tech...
Easy mode Spike just feels so nice. The next 2 times we fight him, it will be harder. But because we're basically skipping most of the game thinks we're not doing a very good job. And so it makes the boss easier than it otherwise could be. Alright, this trick is scary.
Listen to me, Drake.
I have a memory card in, so I'm not too worried about soft locking, but still. Yeah, see, exactly. That's what the game thinks. It may also be true, but that's what the game thinks. Okay, we got in without soft locking ourselves or entering Honey Speedway. I'll take that.
I
mean, you're not wrong. Welcome on in, Eve. Hope you're doing well. Hey, I had a very good 14 talisman earlier. Vortex not so great, but I guess Vortex was 2 minutes off PB, which in the grand scheme of things isn't that bad for a trick category. Oh, forgot. You don't need that egg. It doesn't really make a difference. It's a few seconds lost. Glad you had a good day. Yeah, that sounds like a really nice Friday. I had some nice food earlier in preparation for this. I also have drinks and snacks for whatever is going to come. Yeah, I'm glad you had a good Friday.
Thanks, bro.
How long is that run normally? Or how long do you expect it will take you? Yeah, I have a stretch break scheduled for probably 3.5 hours from now. Yeah, that's a long category. You very much want some type of a break in there.
Welcome.
It's probably broken enough. Yep, that's fine. It kind of depends. So for a lot of them, there are like actual parts of the run that you can use as a break, unskippable cutscenes, or for Spyro 120, like the credits at the end are good in the middle of a set of runs. I'm of course ending on 120, so I can't do that. There's no like built-in you can remove X amount of time from your run in something like this. It very much depends on the game. And the community. Now, to be fair, only Dylan has run this. Dylan J. Fox. I am the second person to run this. So, It just doesn't... There are enough built-in brakes that I don't think it really needs anything for this category. Like, there are game loads and so on. That wouldn't surprise me. I know Forbidden Memories 100% like actively wants you to take breaks. Like, please don't do this in one sitting. I don't think I'm going to 132 the all-main categories run. Sadly, I think that has passed. Yep, exactly. Because it's just so RNG dependent in a bunch of places. I will say Anti-Piracy 117 is on the spreadsheet. I don't really have any interest in it. It's cool that you can do it, but it's not the sort of thing that I want to do. I forget if it has mandatory breaks or just the idea is basically your breaks don't count at all.
Would you look?
I was late. I don't understand how that one was late, though. Hello? Is my start button broken? Well, it's not broken. But, we're in danger now. Okay, we're gonna have to game over here, intentionally. Because we need to take a death after zombie, so... It's just, I don't understand how they're late. They feel early. That's not good. That's like a ton of time loss. Because we need the trick. There is no way around this. It is the only way to complete the category. This is a mandatory trick to complete the run. Yeah. How is this late? I don't understand how these are all late. I don't even know if that's the right timing. It didn't look right. Like, if I miss that, then I have to game over anyways, so... So the problem is, on an actual console, you get vibration to tell you if you hit the trick. Okay, I got it. On this emulator, there is no vibration. I have to go purely based on visuals. Well, that's disappointing. I don't think this was going to PB, but this was going to be pretty close until that happened. Unfortunately, since we're in zombie, the whirlwinds here don't work. You can get around that with a proxy, but if you're going proxyless, you have to take a death there, which is why I intentionally game overed on 0 lives. Yeah, the whirlwind to the end of the level just doesn't do anything if you're in zombie. There are ways around taking that death, but it's just the sanest approach if you're not going for the proxy. Yeah, exactly. It's the same thing in 100 Egg. You do a different thing once you hit the zombie, but it's the same thing. You use a visual. On Duck Station, you can get vibration, depending on your controller. Mednafin just says nope.
That's it. I've had enough.
Me too, thank you.
That's it. I've had enough.
Yeah, it's because I speedrun on Mednafin, it's so weird having the vibration on Duck Station. Because just like every little thing gives you vibration in this game. Well, thanks, Bentley. Nice guided missiles. I mean, I was due for sort of a bad Scorch RNG. 2 greens is not particularly bad. No. So it turns out that beating bosses actually increases your difficulty even though they're part of, like, the game. Hello. And so beating Spike moved us on to harder difficulty. So this is a normal fight. Wasn't a good one. It's RNG what Bentley gives you. And red rockets are much, much better than green. Yeah, I'm up a couple of eggs because I forgot, and also I intentionally collect one early. Alright, let's pray. This could be very fast, or we could be sitting here for 10 minutes.
Spyro.
Yeah, I could see that. I got no speed coming out of that. Good enough. Not going to complain about that. And that's the only time we have to do helmet in the run unless I game over here. If I game over here, we're in trouble. That was a very scuffed helmet, but... Excuse me? What do you mean none of those hit? What's going on? This fight is very actively trolling me right now. Like, I hit left and the tank moved right. And it gave me tank skip. Or UFO skip, rather. Hello. Welcome on in. Whatever. That was an experience. Thanks to the GG. I'm not thrilled with that, but that might be a Vortalian PB, but I'll have to check. That was one of the sorceress fights of all time, yep. We just finished Spyro 3, we're going back to Spyro 2. Yo, thanks for the watch streak. Thank you, everyone. That is a Vortalian PB by about 50 seconds. Thank you. Yeah, basically, I haven't had a good 3 any in a while, so that actually wasn't too bad. And 14 Talisman went very well. Alright, welcome to Spyro 2 any percent, which is a boss rush, where you just ignore the game. don't know if I'd say funny. It's definitely the category. This is, hopefully, the shortest category that we are going to play. If not, something's gone very wrong. Yeah, exactly. It wasn't a good run at all. It was very bad, to be quite frank. But the Vortalieni as a whole was a PB. Despite the really bad 3-Any.
Before you get to the castle dungeon.
Yeah, that was a 38-32. Probably a 38-31. Just because splitting on the sorceress is difficult. So nearly 5 minutes off from PB. I think it's very likely. My estimated finish time is UK time just before noon. Or, no, hold on. Afternoon. I will be starting 120 around noon. Alright, we will now continue to ignore the game. No, just, I am not. I am East Coast US. That's not the direction I spun, game. Like, to give you a sense of how bad an idea this is, the race that Crystal was talking about, I'm thinking of joining too. That race is set to start about 4 hours after my estimated end time. So I will be finishing this, taking a short nap, and then doing another 117 run. Assuming I feel up to it.
Gulp, we finally...
We'll take that. That's one of the 2 gulp skips we have to do. Wasn't the fastest in the world, but it's a first try. Yeah. I don't know if I needed that flame, but my movement's not good enough. So I want to play this a little bit safer to get that double. I hit that at the very last moment, but... Love this game. I shouldn't pick this up until it... Okay. Thanks, game. Like that sound? I hear chickens. Honestly, it's been ages since I've had 5 doubles, so I'm happy with that. Yeah, it wasn't the fastest ever gulp, but honestly, that is about the best that I'm doing.
I think I've finally come up with a way.
There's a very reasonable chance that that's a gold for me in any percent. It was 5 doubles, but 6 cycles because I had 2 eggs drop on gulp. Yeah, two of the 3 eggs in one of the cycles dropped on gulp. So I got a single rocket and I had to wait for something more. Alright, let's see how this goes. Both of those felt close. That one I think was late. I'm not entirely sure what I'm doing wrong. I'm not getting any height. That one I know what I did wrong. I couldn't tell you what was different about that attempt from most of the others. It's the sort of thing that you just need to keep on top of. And as someone who switches between categories, I don't do that. Like, I got over the wall first try in 14 Talisman, which is a big reason that it was just a minute off from PB.
Welcome. Watch out for the other coasters out there. It's a crowded
Really?
track today.
That wasn't even close?
Ow! Watch out for the other coasters out there. It's a crowded
Okay,
track
second try's
today.
fine. I think that Shores killed 2 PB, but this is, barring a disaster with the swim in air, this is going to just blow away my estimate. That gives us the swim ability, and short of doing Sproter into Ripto or like Penguin into Ripto, we need to swim here. Yeah, it's the same thing in 40 Orb, but for 40 Orb we're doing it for like Head Bash and such.
Spyro,
Where are you going? Yeah, this will be just like a handful of seconds off from PB. Thank you for the GG. Yeah, that was a very wonderful 2-any. Far beyond what I thought was going to happen. We're like a couple whirlwind bypasses and a zombie away from like being on an insane pace. Alright, Spyro won any percent. Yeah, so restricted any means that we can't just do whatever we want. We do have to basically get the collectibles the game thinks we need.
Okay, rolling.
Oh, it's been peaceful.
So this is the trifecta of Spyro 1 any percent, 40 Orb, and then 100 Egg. So Spyro 1 is relatively unbroken. We need to meet the balloonist's requirements anyways.
Thank you for releasing me, Spyro. Free 10 dragons in the Artisan world. Then find the balloonist. He'll transport you to the next world.
What about Nasty Nork? I'm going after him.
Find dragons first. That's all I can tell you.
I got baited by my splits. Yo, thanks for the good luck. Oh yeah, I should change it. I've been actively changing. Do I have a mod around who can change the game for me? Spyro 2 is so short I forgot to change it. I think I might be able to. Thank you. Spyro 1 is very not broken. Like, yeah, I'm going to be doing some jumps and stuff that aren't intended, but I'm going to be collecting what the game wants me to collect. We just did Spyro 2 and just skipped the game, right? Yep, but this is all main categories. I will be doing all three. I already have, in fact. This is the 5th category of this run. I have done Vortex, 14 Talisman, 3 any, and 2 any. Leaving the longer categories for last. For better or worse. I'm glad I hit this in Vortex because this jump makes me very angry. We will see how the muscle memory goes. Part of the benefit of just splitting the games is I don't get 14 Talisman and 40 Orb back-to-back, where the routes are different. We'll also see as the fatigue starts to set in if that's still true. Like, when I get to 120 at like 6:30 in the morning, am I going to suddenly do a Vortex route? My guess is it's going to happen at least once somewhere that I do the wrong route. I was slightly under-gemmed in 14 Talisman, which is probably from 40 Orb routing somewhere. But that's subtle enough that I don't know why it happened. Yeah, this category is in 2 different runs, 2 different trifectas. It's in the just standard trifecta any %, which is 1 any, 2 any, and 3 any. But it's also in the restricted any, because again, you can't really beat Spyro 1 in a broken way without cheat codes. Whereas 40 Orb is very different from, say, 2 any. Or 100 Egg is very different from 3 any. We don't have to do Helmet ever again in this run. So again, Helmet was not the problem. So our goal is we have to be able to meet the balloonist requirement for each world before we go fight Nasty Nork. Which means eventually we need to collect 50 dragons, 6,000 treasure, 5 dragon eggs. And we need each of those things by a certain point. Basically, we're going to be collecting almost all of the dragons in the levels we go to. No worries, I will almost certainly be back when you wake up. We still have the full 337 to go. Full restricted any. This isn't quite right. Yeah, my sleep schedule is not going to be very happy with this. I think that's fairly safe to say. It's like a minion. Yo, Socks, we are not doing that. Thanks for the good luck, have fun. We are done with 4 categories, and on to Spyro 1 any %. We have successfully completed the Vortali any and Spyro 2 any %. Hi Sci-Fi, thanks for the good luck. Hope you're doing well. Alright, we're off to Dr. Shemp. Yo, Stavros, welcome on in. I would love it for it to be 10 hours. It's going to be much more than 10. The world record is 13, so... Basically, the best case scenario on this is that I'm going for another, basically 11 hours. But so far so good for the most part. Very few major issues. We are making our way out of the trick categories. We're done with the short ones. This one any is the shortest category remaining. There are definitely, like, I think most people would call 40 orb and 100 egg trick categories, but we are getting on towards the, like, grab more stuff categories. Yo, Super Dave. Welcome on in. Hope you're doing alright. We PB'd the Fort Talieni, and we nearly PB'd 2 any. We were a slightly better Dragon Shores from a 2 any PB. The 501 follower special. It's wild. I'm definitely up on gems, but I don't know about how many. Yeah, that was a wild PB. Feel like I'm 50 gems up. I would rather be up on gems than down. I need this egg in any percent. I mean, I don't need it, but I really should get it. Alright. forget if I normally get him in any percent, but I'm up on gems, so it's fine. I was convinced Sparks wasn't going to get that second blue. Okay, sure. Please. Walls are merely a suggestion. A little bit sloppy, that Alpine, but it's okay. My Spyro 1 movement has just been a little off. It was in Vortex as well. Cycle looks good, I think. It is, yeah. My movement's like just slightly off, but it hasn't really cost me majorly in this run. I want that 25, please. Thank you. Or it's a 10. So, like, true 1NE runners do a different route here. I do something similar to 120, which helps my memory. It also gives me a bunch more gems here. Which gives me a lot of flexibility in the late game. That works, I suppose. Yeah, we got some good music playing. Give or take. Probably more. It's a good start, but it isn't like a world record start. Once again, I misjudged my flame distance. Making good progress. If I had to guess, neither of those emotes exist. Just a guess. I should hydrate soon. Yeah, that's fine. You know, I was actually thinking about that, Super Dave. It's sort of funny to have a category where all of the runs become invalid as soon as Void Out on 7 Soups becomes main.
You play the game quite well.
I don't know about that, though this is going quite well. 180 specifically. Alrighty, well thank you for hanging out. I appreciate it. Ah, there we go. I said the thing and that immediately killed a bunch of time. Much appreciated. Have a great night. I don't really like being green sparks heading into this room, but see how it goes. I'm very tempted to just take a death, but... yeah, Void Out on 7 Soups is going to be the new 16-star. Unfortunately, it's going to be 16-star for Spyro 3. Not for Super Mario 64. I'm very good at doing a bad loading jump. Well, because there are no 16 stars and I was gonna get hit there. Deserved to get hit there. Because there's no stars in that game. Bentley long jumps. Thanks, I hate it. He cannot. It is the only way that Bentley learned how to jump. Okay, so one major difference between my route and like a high-end 1NE route is I've routed out Stone Knot for my happiness. So I'm skipping the room to the left, which has around 50 gems. Yep, some good music. Gem count seems good. Dragon count is good. Forgot what category I was doing for a moment. to go vortex path. Wide Bentley. That would be a wild 600 follower celebration. I didn't do anything for 400, so it would be in line with my existing strategies. There are people who do things like that. Are you going to eat ice cream even if you don't hit 600 followers? Because if so, that's a very good incentive. Good answer. Really? I don't know about that game. Hello? Hello, welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. I'm very overgemmed. I'm over-gemmed to the point that it's actually silly. Despite skipping Stone Knot. Yo, welcome on in. Thanks for the good luck. Both 14 Talisman and 2 went very well. I PB'd the Vortalieni largely off of how well 14 Talisman went. So this is our 5th category. We've done Vortex, 14 Talisman, 3 and 2 I need 290 gems in Jacques. Yeah, hope you're doing well. It's good to see you streaming regularly again, by the way. I know, like, real life and all that means that's not necessarily possible, but it is nice to see nonetheless. I'm running against splits that would be, like, 14 hours. My best guess is it's probably going to be more like 13:30. I'm actually surprised this is so far behind PB. It's not like it's a bad run, but I didn't expect the timer to be here. Yep, that's very fair. I'm glad it's helping. Don't know about that one, game. I have to be careful because if I charge the barrel, I have to take a death. I think I'm jumping too early. I very much dislike this trick. See, that one felt late. Like, I don't understand the trick. And we're at the point where it would have been faster to just run through the level. It's going to be a sort of disappointing 51, I think. Alright, Nasty Nork, which will end the trifecta any percent run. Yep, after this we'll be done with 5 of the 10 categories, but we'll be done with the 5 shortest of the 10.